Dinosaurs roamed the earth. This ocean level used to be 80 feet higher. You don't believe me? On our small Caribbean island, there is a reef 80 feet in the air that's 80 million years old. Come on, I'll take you to it. It'll be like a field trip. Our island is still relatively young, only 100 million years old, meaning that dinosaurs were still roaming the earth when a volcano pushed its way up through the ocean and created our island. The earth was a lot hotter back then, and that's important because it meant that there were no ice over the polar caps. The depth of the ocean is determined by how much water is being stored in ice sheets over dry land. Last week I showed you a waterfall that had been exposed during the Ice Age and then was covered up by water as the ice melted. Today, there's still a lot of ice in the polar ice caps, but during the time of the dinosaurs, that ice melted, and so the sea rose up another 80 feet above where it is now. So I've climbed about 60 feet or 20 meters above sea level, and this, towering above me, is an ancient coral reef, fossilized. This used to be all underwater when there was no ice caps. All of this was filled with fish and ancient corals and the ancestors of octopus. And we know this because you can still see the fossilized remains of those corals. These are our hard corals, and you can see the imprint that they left here 80 million to 100 million years ago. Some of you are going to wonder if it was possible that the earth was pushed up rather than the ocean levels went up. And that's a great question. That definitely happens. I grew up in Montana in the Rockies, and there were fossilized marine animals there because it used to be lower and got pushed up by tectonic plates. But that's not what occurs here. Our plates don't go under each other and push them up the way they do in the Rockies. Instead, they're slip plates, so they run next to each other, so there's no uplifting. So this is the elevation that it was back 100 million years ago when this was a coral reef.